Mission Impossible in space mixed with Star Trek.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, ufology, I had to study it because I had to be able to because basically the story is that a woman from the 21st century is taken from her time because they need what's in her DNA and they bring her into the 24th century.
Okay.
So she's like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? So I had to make the abduction look real and how it would happen, how people would react, and what would that imply?
Good question.
And how she would react. Because I made her like me. So she's a nerd. She loves all that stuff. But I mean, there's a difference between me watching it on TV and a bunch of aliens abducting me. There's a huge difference between how I would react.
Okay.
So I had to do some research. And what's cool is that in Montreal, we had that super huge UFO that appeared right above the city.
That's
Lights
right.
that appeared.
Was that legit? Like that happened?
It was. It was in the sense that lights appeared right above the old town of Montreal, downtown on top of it. So people, like, you have pictures that you can find online from that time where people were actually like looking up at those lights. And so there are pictures of the lights, like, and from legit newspapers and everything. And even videos of what happened and everything. Because even if it happened in the early 90s, I mean, they had like the news were outside and, everybody was going insane because like, what the fuck is this? And they never had an answer. They contacted NASA, knowing they didn't know what was going on. They contacted the government. They contacted everybody, like the news stations and stuff. They contacted everybody. Nobody had an answer to give.
No one had an answer.
No one had an answer to give.
Wow.
So there's a huge difference between I have no idea what's going on and I cannot tell.
One thing I heard too is that the
Oh yeah. It's like it's if somebody says I can't answer that for you, that doesn't mean there isn't an answer.
No, it means they're not allowed to tell you, which implies that there's probably something juicy behind that.
Right. And one thing I heard is that the private sector actually, and this sounds weird to me, that the private sector actually has a little bit more knowledge than that. Of course, once again, I'm referencing the Joe Rogan podcast on that one. But apparently some, I guess, private companies have been investing a lot of time and energy into research into this and have some intel that might be even better than what our government has, are working with what the intel that our government has.
Yes, like you have our organizations like MUFON, I think that it's called. They are international. You can have them like here, you have them in the States, in Europe, everywhere. There are groups of people that study UFO. They're all ufologists, and they study cases and what is released by the government, because after a certain amount of time, now the law is that they have to release UFO sightings and what they have. So,
well, the Freedom of Information Act. I mean, if there's they release a lot of stuff now, but it's of course redacted.
Yeah. I that it's like proof to me that you exist. I'm probably gonna sit down and listen.
That's good.
Because I mean, if that person is talking, there's a good chance that they saw something that they don't know how to identify.
Yeah, I'll give them that much. Like, look. When people tell me their stories, I'll listen to them. I'll talk to them. I might not believe everything, of course. I might have a lot of questions, but that's fair, right? And I just want to know. I'm thirsty for certain knowledge. I just want to explore these things. One other thing that you're into that I kind of want to talk about a little bit while we still have some time is Wicca, like Wicca, like you're into that, right? You know about that?
Well, I am studying it, especially for Gothic Bite magazine, because we have our own witch, if you will. She practices paganism, and we just started the segment of Ask a Witch. So she's gonna go through questions. Pick
Ask one. It's Ask a Witch.
I love that.
Not okay.
Yeah. It's Ask a Witch, and
a real witch, not just like my mom.
I can't finish that joke then. You brought in your mom. That was good. Not my ex. Moms are off limit, man. I'm nice. I'm nice. Okay. Okay.
No, that's
So-
it. So yeah, she picks a question and she can answer, and I like to know what my writers are talking about, so I can make sure that everything is fine and everybody gets an answer that they deserve. And I want to learn more too about my writers. So yeah, I am taking a course on how Wicca works. Do I
Okay.
believe in it? No.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
I believe in the power of suggestion, and even if it's placebo, if it brings you happiness.
See, this is exactly. I totally agree with this. The placebo effect is a real thing.
It is.
People get real, legitimate benefits from it.
Yes,
so
that's it.
okay.
If it brings you happiness, I mean, as long as you're not sacrificing babies in the wild, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
As long as you're not hurting any animals, because then I'm gonna skin you alive. And children.
Hey,
But-
hey, the cult of Satanism that I'm in, we only sacrifice goats, but they're the goats that.
I'm going after you.
Okay, look, the goat family didn't want this goat. Okay,
I don't care. Send it to me. I'll take care of that goat.
Oh, midget goats are the cutest little things.
all right, I'm gonna ship the
There
goats
is.
to you.
And I
But Satan's
don't
not gonna be
believe in
happy
astrology,
now.
but I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't believe in astrology.
what are the common myths about Wicca? Like, I know one common myth is it's Satanists, a bunch of pagans.
I think it's because the movie The Craft really stuck with people. I mean, you have good, you have bad, but that's in everything. It's not specific to Wicca. Wicca is a religion, though. That's one thing that people don't necessarily understand. Because paganism, it's a religion, and Wicca was influenced by it and became its own religion, so its own belief in nature and nature and everything that is alive. Basically, it believes a lot in the energy that people they believe that they can sense good from bad from people. They use energy, and they believe in the karma, which is what goes around comes around. So the thing, if you do bad, you're gonna get bad. If you do good, you're gonna get good, and you can accumulate those things.
Okay.
And there's a lot of kitchen witches too. So basically, they're healers. They're gonna use herbs and incense and this and that to help heal certain things. Not things that you should go see a doctor, but people that have a lot of nightmares, or people that have bad things happening or stuff like that. I mean, there are things that my grandmother did. My grandmother was Acadian, and even though she was raised Catholic, she still had some, you could say witch stuff. She would always do the tour of the house with coarse salt, and for the month of October and November, she would put crushed red bricks at the entrance. That is seen as more voodoo, but she did it, and she was Acadian, so I believe that specific thing would just moved from one I guess witch to another. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, there were some things that she did that actually I see in Wicca or witch practices.
Mm-hmm.
She did a lot of it, but yeah, misconceptions are usually that they're bad. I mean, my grandmother was not the best person in the world.
Yeah.
She was special. My grandfather was amazing and lovely and everything good. My grandmother was different. She was unique, and she was a witch actually. Bless her soul. But
Was that spelled with a B though?
No, I'm not gonna go there. She raised me. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah. Hey.
She was.
But you don't
special
believe
person.
in magic though.
No, I don't. I am too scientific for that. I want to, but I just can't.
My ex
To
did.
me, there is
She
nothing.
was a Wiccan. Well, I mean, she said she was.
I
She had
think
a book of shadows we write spells in. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the belief in magic has really fucked people up.
I
I mean,
believe that, if it doesn't do anything wrong to you and that it brings you peace of mind or whatever, like someone that would go to the church, it brings them peace of mind. I mean, it's fine as long as it brings you happiness and you're not, shoving it down the throat of other people.
Right.
As long as it's not a cult either. I mean,
Yeah,
because
like
there are
yeah, but
Scientology.
my problem with it
Oh,
is
I was not
is
talking about
this-
that at all.
Yeah, just like anything, if you're believing in magic to the exclusion of reality,
Oh yeah,
you're
no,
going to be in trouble.
yeah, no. There are people that are
And
just really lost and
Mhm.
believe, like, that they're gonna, like, they watch the movie The Craft and they believe that that's what magic is. No, it's really
yeah,
Right.
just a question of meditation and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I could see
you know,
the
if I get enough rocks around me in pyramids, then people will. I'll find a good date.
right,
Yeah,
or I get some money. That's the money
potions.
spell.
Yeah.
I want the money spell. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, none of them have ever worked, and I wonder why.
You didn't ask the right alien.
Right now, man, I will apologize. This stream has been going down a lot. So not
Yeah.
we would have more time to dig into some other topics. One question I'd like to ask all my guests at the end is, what is your favorite horror movie? Do you have one?
Oh yes, horror movie. I think I would go with Poltergeist. It's a classic. I just love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Cool. I gotta
I just
I
love.
gotta make a tally of these. I think the number one is probably going to be either The Exorcist or The Shining. What gets
The
mentioned?
Thing. I would say we've heard The Thing more than anything.
Yeah, The Thing comes
Yeah.
up quite a bit.
It's a
John
classic,
Carpenter.
but to me, that's a supernatural horror movie, not necessarily because it's more about aliens. To me, horror,
Yeah.
it's like, go
Ah.
paranormal and,
So you'd be
murderers and stuff.
wait, would you be a good person to have for a debate of whether or not Alien is actually sci-fi or horror, or maybe horror or sci-fi? I mean, where would you go?
I qualify them as sci-fi.
Okay, so it's
The
not horror.
subgenre can be horror, but the main theme is sci-fi.
I
Period.
just say too many categories.
And my favorite one is Event Horizon. I don't care what people say. It's an underrated movie.
It's cool.
Mm,
I like that.
yeah.
Film. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Exorcist in space or something. Like he gets all
Yeah,
possessed. and shit.
they were actually capable of bringing paranormal and sci-fi together and make sense of it.
Right. Yeah.
Because we don't know what's after our universe.
No, we don't.
I
we
believe
don't.
there's just another universe, but I mean, if another universe, you don't know what that could be. It could be
Oh.
more chaotic than ours.
I see my
so,
OBS
I mean,
bleeding.
to me,
My OBS is bleeding.
mind blown.
Oh, okay. I think I'll wrap it up here. What happened here on the YouTube stream? I see that segmented it to multiple videos. So what I'm going to do afterwards is change the title and metadata to, I guess, suit the various discussions we had. Okay.
Okay.
The podcast feed is all one and contained, and I will share that to everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, definitely press the like button, share, and subscribe. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take it
Good night,
easy.
everybody.